Oh yeah. Tennis shoes it is. She'll figure it out.
Go brush your face. Brush your face.
You're gonna upset the dog. Ooh, she's gonna like that. Peanut butter drizzle. Go eat.
I always start the day checking on my alligators. It still honestly doesn't feel real. Like I wake up every morning and I don't believe I get to come and do this every day. Like you never know like what's gonna happen. Coming in here, the animals could be in a good mood, they could be in a bad mood. They could all of a sudden be not feeling good. We could have some turn around who weren't feeling good. We have people who come in who are terrified of the snakes. They think they're the most disgusting animal in the world. They leave here talking to their kids about getting a snake. Like you never know what's gonna happen here. That's the craziest part about it. I mean, every kid when you go to a zoo, I want to do that. I want to be that guy. And it was always a dream. It was always a thought. Everyone wants to have that one thing, be an astronaut, zookeeper, fireman, whatever. Being a zookeeper was always in the back of my head. Like it was always a goal, but not like, I don't know. I thought it was too cool to actually happen. So I went to school to be a teacher of all things. And while I was doing that, I took a summer job at a reptile zoo and it just kind of like re-sparked the whole passion I had for it. And then I got into the vet field and worked as a vet tech for a long time. And while I was running the rescue, I was also doing the vet stuff. And then I started doing shows at schools and birthday parties, and word got out about it. And it's been kind of snowballing out of control from there. There's so many different things that come in. Animals that come in, and we're told they just stopped eating, but it's a walking skeleton. So Jack and Gomer were dropped off my doorstep. Jack was flat out. He was not responsive, not anything. Super sick. His bones were all like squishy, like he had bad bone density. So if you ever look at him, his face is he's got a cute little crooked smile. He had what's called rubber jaw. So I had to tube feed him. And by the time he got appropriate care and stronger bones, that's just kind of the way his face hardened. We've had so many calls for animals in dumpsters. I had a snake get brought in that had cigarette burns all over its back. We got a large albino Burmese python who was just left abandoned in a house. I've never gotten a call from a grown man crying. The owner of the house went in to go clean out all the other tenant stuff. He pulled out what he thought was a dresser drawer, and the whole front of the enclosure came off, and this 10-foot python was sitting in a dresser. Yeah, and he was not the biggest fan. He was like, honestly, my first thought was to grab a gun, but I thought there has to be another way because I can't shoot my gun in city limits, kind of thing. And I was like, well, I'm glad you're in city limits, so I'll come out. And I actually left. I left the family dinner to go grab the snake for him and bring it back.
See how he's got a bit of a lip? This would be a line I want to keep my eyes on.
It sounds super cliche, but growing up I watched Steve Irwin. His whole family was always involved in everything. His whole family, it was always a family mission. And I honestly wouldn't be here without them. They deal with all my stupid late night ideas, staying up till 2 a.m, watching documentaries, seeing what I can do to change the animals' lives, that kind of thing. So, I mean, my wife helps me not only with the important stuff with the office work, but she helps in animal care. My daughters work in outreach. My oldest daughter loves working with our baby alligators. She gets them all tap trained so we can name train them when they're older. My mom runs the front as well as takes care of all of our tortoises. growing up, we always had a tortoise in the house. That was always her thing. So it's a way for her to kind of ease into the animal life. She wasn't the biggest animal person when I was younger. So her to kind of have that little niche is awesome for her. And yeah, even like my in-laws and nieces, nephews, everyone, they come to Idaho and they just love to be involved in it as much as they can.
We all kind of work as a team around here. We do have our daughters as well that get to join in at the zoo occasionally if they're not in school. They are amazing outreach people, and sometimes they also get to help me in the office if I have extra paperwork or organizing stuff. They also do get to help me out in the office as well. For the most part, it's a very fun and enjoyable job. Sometimes it does get a little tedious in the office, so I will step out of the office and go hang out with the animals. So me and my husband met on online dating, because nowadays it feels like that's how you do it. But yes, we met online, and all it said on his profile was that he was a business owner. Didn't say reptile business owner, didn't say nothing. So in my mind, I'm like, oh, okay, business owner, he's got his life together, you know, and he told me the first time we met, he was like, well, let's just come to my facility, well, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay. And then he told me the name, and I was like, all right. And in my mind, I'm like at that time definitely afraid of snakes. Wanted nothing to do with them. They literally gave me like heart palpitations. I was terrified of reptiles. I was like, I'm a dog or a cat person, and that is it. So I show up here. I have my tiny daughter with me. His mom was working to the front, and I'm like, well, this is awkward. I'm meeting you for the first time and your mom for the first time. So this is an all-in-one thing here. And I showed up, and I walked in here, and I literally was like, I kind of felt bad because I might have gagged when I first walked in here a little bit. And I was just like, I can't do this. Like, I walked around, and I think he could tell I was really uncomfortable. But he thought for sure, he's like, she's ghosting me on our date tomorrow night, for sure. There's no way she's showing up to our date after her reaction of coming into the zoo. So, but I was like, he's such a good guy. I gotta give him a chance, you know? I'm like, not everybody probably likes what the other person does for a living. It is what it is. And it was like an instant connection, so I was like, okay, I can't let the reptiles come between us. We had this super cute little baby ball python come in that was just skinny and just needed some love, and I finally was like, okay. And I held her, and I was like, this isn't that bad. Why was I so terrified? Being here is nothing shy of a dream come true.
The funnest thing about working here with my son and my daughter-in-law and my grandkids is that my son took it upon himself to name the biggest snake that we have after me. So now every day I get to hear how big Wanda is and how she must eat everything in the world. And she, you know, there's nothing bigger than Wanda. So yes, that just gets me every day, and it keeps me going. All right, I just had.
Any chance you want to go turn off Richard's water pump so fast for me? My name is Aspen Starn. I've been working at the Reptile Zoo for about 3.5 years now. My favorite thing working with Tyler is how he kind of treats all the staff like family. Obviously a lot of staff is family, but those of us that are not are treated very well. He understands stuff like if something's going on or if I have to call out like really short notice, he's always really cool about it, super understanding. If anything's going on like in my life personally, he'll probably know about it. Same thing for him to me. I kind of know a lot about his personal and family life, so they are very open about like talking about it. He takes me to Florida, which is really, really cool. It's like some of the staff and his family, and that's it. So it is really cool to go. And I think we have a much better like relationship than most like employees to bosses. So it was really, really cool to work with him. He's a great, phenomenal guy. He puts in the work, especially for all of this stuff. I'm sure you've heard him talk about it, but like, especially when the zoo was first starting, there was not very many volunteers or staff or anything, and he took all of the work on himself.
Now, if you can see, these guys are trained animals. They know their names, they know food commands, they know the hold command, stuff like that. Up here. Go. Oh no, you missed. Come here, Gomer, up. Gomer, up here. What's even cooler, if you guys behind me, if you guys look, Gomer, come here. Gomer, up.
It's kind of like the human-animal bond like people have with their pets, like their dog or their cat.
My alligators, I have a weird, I think because they respond to their name and my voice, it builds a different kind of bond.
There we go.
And there's something so weirdly humbling and amazing about working with this like prehistoric animal that they listen and respond to you. It's I never thought it would happen.
How was your night? You have a late night when you were sleeping. It's like noon. Sleeping in. You gotta be up and at it, showing off for the guests. But you're not. You're just over there grumpy and sleeping.
I had an animal recently pass away. You're gonna make me cry right now. His name was Beast. I had Beast for 16 years. I got him as an angry little baby. He was super just obnoxious. I had him in a little carrying case. I took him everywhere I went. Went to Walmart, he came with me. And one day he just woke up in a good mood and people still come in asking about him. They got kisses at their birthday, or they saw him at a kid's fair or stuff like that. Like, you build this weird bond with these animals. And I have dogs, I've had other pets and stuff. It's different when they're a part of like your life mission kind of thing, that you don't just see them as like a pet or a family member. It's something different. Thanks, bud. I have an amazing staff. I have an amazing snake. We call him the snake wrangler. That's just what you call a snake guy, right? Graham is amazing. He works with everything from our rattlesnakes to our giant pythons. They're his life. Snakes are his life. And then
I can't restart.
You don't have to restart.
I don't think I could restart.
You're not restarting.
Go.
You're not restarting. You're learning. You're always gonna be learning. Your entire life is a big lesson. That's all it is. No matter, even when you're old like me, you're still learning. I make mistakes every day. You have to build a name for yourself. You have to build your own resume. Build your own portfolio. That's what everyone does, no matter what you do in life. Whether it's animals, whether it's documentaries, whether it's book writing, whatever it is, you have to have a portfolio. You have to have a background. Right now, you are the background. You're not. You have to build that experience.
Just farting around all of my life.
You're not. Oh, your life is a blink right now. I'm just like the leader, I guess, of everyone trying to reach that same goal. I'm trying to leave something back for my kids and a legacy and stuff like that. In my head, I was your age yesterday. So I appreciate the push.
Full head of hair.
Rude. What'd you say?
We all know he wasn't actually.
Full head of hair, maybe a couple pounds under.
No, I was still. That's never changed.
Couple pounds skinnier than mine.
Do you guys need something? You're a speck in this giant timeline of life or whatever. Just try and be more than a speck. Live life fearlessly. I have a sign over our front desk saying live life fearlessly, and that's kind of what we do. Do what you love. That's animals aside, and life, whatever, just make the most of it.